Hello, everybody. We're here at NEAF 2025. I'm here with Naz from Naztronomy, the YouTube channel. We just met today, but I have looked at his channel, and very interesting stuff.
Thank you.
You should like and subscribe and comment on his channel because he's doing really nice, good work there.
Thank you, Louis.
So, what is your primary focus in this hobby?
My primary focus is to try and get as many people interested in astronomy as possible. So aside from the YouTube channel, I do a lot of outreach, offline outreach. So I'll do star parties with my astronomy club. I do some on my own. And what better way to get the world than through YouTube? So I try and get as many people interested in astronomy as possible, because in today's world with all this light pollution, most people miss what's up there.
That's
and,
right.
And a lot of people don't even look up anymore.
That's right.
I lived in New York most of my life, and walking down Manhattan at night, besides the moon, you can't really see anything.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
So yeah, like I started here, in New York City, and I would set up my telescope on the sidewalk and be like, even if we can see the moon, come look at the moon through my telescope.
Wait,
you can see
you were brave enough to put a telescope on the streets of New York?
Queens. I've never brought my telescope into Manhattan. I worked in Manhattan, but in Queens, I would go out to Long Island quite a bit, especially by the beaches.
Right.
And at sunset, people would walk by their parking lot, go into their cars. I had my telescope set up, be like, hey, come look at Jupiter or Saturn or the moon, and grab so many people that way.
You're more daring than I am. I live in the Bronx, but I come up to, I belong to the Rockland Astronomy Club.
Oh, nice.
So I go to their dark sky sites at Way Yonder and Lake Taconic.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, there's an outreach event
Nice.
at the last exit on the Palisades Parkway, exit 17. Anthony Way National Park, and that's a public event.
Nice, yeah.
And people will come and look through other people's scopes. I started in astronomy when I was 9 years old.
Wow.
And I made my own telescope because we couldn't afford one.
Right.
And I looked at the moon, and then I looked at Saturn, and I was hooked. And I started doing astrophotography with the hypered film, black and white film.
Nice.
That you had to hyper it in nitrogen and keep it cold. And you only got one shot, and you had to manually guide with a reticle, not even an illuminated reticle.
Right.
They didn't even have those. And then you had to get it developed. So I had to learn how to develop my own film. And so gradually, as I got older and was able to afford scopes and the technology got to what it is today. Today is, like ZWO says, as easy as 1, 2, 3 with the technology that's out there. But do you like to specialize in nebulae or planetary or solar?
I started in planetary because, again, from New York, like when I was young, we couldn't see anything except for planets and the moon. So I think I specialize in planetary. But over the last decade or so, like I've gotten really good at galaxies, nebulae, solar, especially hydrogen alpha solar.
Right.
Like I love solar. I mean, it's out during the day.
Yeah, exactly. So what else are you going to do if you got the time?
Exactly.
I haven't yet gotten a solar scope. That's on my list, but there's so many things. I love nebulae and galaxies. Planetary, I've done quite a few, but it's a whole different technique, and it's a whole different thing that's very dependent on sky conditions. Sky could show the stars beautifully, but it might be too turbulent for the planets. But galaxies and nebulae are my thing. And gadgets. I love gadgets. Do you keep up with like the latest and greatest, or you just stick to basics?
I try to stick to basics. I will try the latest and greatest sometimes, but it's just so much money in this hobby.
Yeah, it is. It is.
The problem. If I had unlimited money, I would get everything.
This is an addiction.
It is an addiction,
It's just as bad as all the heavy drugs that are out there, but this will bankrupt you a lot faster.
Definitely.
Now, what's one of your favorite setups that you use the most?
My favorite setup, I mean, if I'm talking about hydrogen alpha solar imaging, I have my Lund 40 and I have my Skywatcher Solar Quest. It's literally just, it takes me a minute to set up because, Solar Quest is a single button operation.
Right.
And then the Lund 40 is really easy to tune, and I can just get looking through it like within a minute. And then imaging takes about another 2 minutes to set up. So that's my best setup. I've done a lot of solar outreach right before the eclipse last year. So That's probably my best setup. My night setup, I use an Astro 71F, which is probably my best wide field setup nowadays, on a CEM 40 and a 2600 MC.
Oh, okay. And what do you use for guiding?
PhD 2. I'll use an OAG, but I'll also use a guide scope sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
So the 71 is that really small ASCAR scope that just
It came out last year. Yeah, it came out last year. I have the reducer for it. So it's like having two telescopes in one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, and you like the way the stars are coming out on the? On
Oh yeah,
the
it's like perfectly sharp. Yeah, I have a couple videos on that too. So.
Okay. And yeah, I'm still going through. I just, I saw him on one YouTube that showed up asking about if people were going to come up to NEAF, and I went real quick and let him know that I was going to be here and we should meet up. And so I'm still going through your videos, but what I saw, I really liked. I like your style, and I'm very happy to meet up with you. I'm glad I got your number, and I know you got mine, so we'll keep in touch.
Definitely.
Now, you're still in New York, though?
No, I'm in Boston now.
Oh, you're in Boston. Okay, so that might be a bit of a
more
hike.
difficult, yeah.
Yeah, but one way or the other, we're going to hopefully do a collaboration via Zoom.
Yeah.
That would be great. We could cover a lot more subjects in depth, and hopefully we won't set off any alarms here in that interview. So, Naz, it was great to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Go to his channel, Naztronomy. All right.
Thank you.
And let him know that you saw him here on the Planet Reef Astro YouTube channel. Please leave any comments or questions down at the bottom. Like, subscribe, and you know the whole spiel. I feel uncomfortable always asking for likes, but it is what it is, and got to get that algorithm going. So we're going to head on out and do some more interviews with some more of the vendors. See you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.